Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm starting it off with my bare face. I wanted to quickly, before I get started, let you know that this is gonna be a 100% drugstore tutorial, which I can't believe I haven't done yet on my channel. I'm actually really disappointed that I've never done that before. I'm gonna try to incorporate more drugstore brands for you guys, because I know we gotta be glam on a budget. So I went to the drugstore today, picked up a bunch of products that looked interesting to me or that I just have been wanting to try, and I wanna do a really, really glam holiday look for you guys. Let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm gonna do is my eyebrows. This is by Maybelline. It's the Brow Drama palette. It's a powder trio here. I'm gonna be picking up this middle color here. I also wanna point out to you guys that I know I'm not using drugstore brushes. That is really hard to find, okay? I tried. I have drugstore brushes here that I'm gonna be using. I tried, I just couldn't find enough brushes that I needed, so I will be using some of my regular brushes. This is the MAC 263 brush. So I like to start by creating just the shape that I want of my brow. I actually made too much of a harsh line here, so I'm just gonna buff it out real quick. I will say, I actually tried this on Katie's eyebrow right before filming this, and this powder is very pigmented, which I like. A lot of times when you're filling in your brows with powder, it doesn't do the job because they're not pigmented enough, and it just ends up looking lighter than the rest of your brow, but this one's pretty good. So I'm just gonna create hair-like strokes throughout the whole thing, give myself a little volume. I always do the inner part of my brow last, because I try to keep the least amount of product in the front of the brows. And then the darkest color I'm gonna use in these bald spots here. So this is my brow filled in, and then this is the bald brow. I actually really like this powder. It's a perfect tone for my hair color. For brow gel, I picked up the Maybelline Brow Drama in the shade Blonde, the Sculpting Brow Mascara. Moving on to shadow. I'm gonna be using the Jesse's Girl eyeshadow primer. A lot of people think that when I'm not wearing eyeshadow that I'm wearing eyeshadow because my crease is so dark, but I just have really bad pigmentation. Usually I like to use MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot because it like cancels out all of the redness on my eyes. I can put a really cool brown in my crease and it's still gonna look warm. I'm just gonna go ahead and set that primer with the Wet n Wild Cover All Pressed powder here. I always need to set my eyeshadow primer because I like to blend powders on top of powders. It just has a smoother application. Especially if you have oily lids, you definitely want to set primers, especially one like this. I feel like my eyeshadow is still gonna crease with this primer because it's like kind of slippery, if you will. I think I'm gonna move on to foundation actually because I'm breaking out. I'm gonna use foundations that I already love from the drugstore just because these are my two favorites. I've been mixing these two together. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, which gives really good coverage, and this is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This one isn't as matte as this one. For some reason, I mixed them together one day, and it was just like the perfect combination. The L'Oreal Infallible, I'm in the shade 108. Just gonna take a dollop of that. This is in the shade 228. And I mix this one. And you wanna mix them together, pop it all out. Oh, I forgot primer. Oh. It's too late, guys. I forgot primer. But just so you know, I was gonna try the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. Damn it. Isn't there a meme when you realize you forget to apply primer? I'll be using the Real Techniques makeup sponge for this. So far, the Beauty Blender one has always been my favorite, but for any other blender out there, this one definitely is in second for me. It's really, really good. I like the other one more because I feel like it's softer, a little bit softer. There's a lot out there that are just like so hard that when you try to use them, it's basically like you're just punching yourself in the face. I'm gonna have a mole here real quick, just so you guys know. We're gonna move on to eyes and then do concealer last. For the eyes, I'm gonna start off by using the Nudes palette. It's also by Maybelline. I'm actually gonna go into this taupey shade right here. I'm using a bdellium Tools brush. These are really affordable brushes. I'm gonna run that into my crease. I'm actually gonna be bringing that down into my lid space as well. Just about halfway. So far, so good. This eyebrow is struggling though, can you see it? It is struggling. The brow gel is not holding up my hairs. It's on the struggle bus right now. This is a really pretty color actually. It's very soft, very subtle. Next, I'm gonna go into this deeper shade of brown here and darken the crease up a little bit more. I'm just gonna do the same thing. Taking a little bit of the same brush, I'm just gonna put it into the crease. Wanting to keep all these colors cooler, on the cooler side. So we're gonna be doing stuff with silver. So I'm just gonna deepen that up. These eyeshadows are really nice. I want to focus most of this color onto the crease, but I'm dragging everything onto the lid as well, just lightly. So once I start applying these darker colors, you want to take a clean blending brush to blend out the edges. You don't want to use the same brush you're applying color with to blend out the edges, or else you're just going to get eyeshadow everywhere. Just one clean one on the side is how you keep your smoky eyes looking not muddy. It's a very useful tip. I'm going to take the light shade in the palette here. I'm going to highlight the brow bone area, and then blend it into the crease with that clean brush that we have. All right, we're gonna move on to the silver part of the look. I've always been wanting to try these, but I've never gotten around to it. These are the L'Oreal Paris Infallible shadows. I'm gonna go ahead and dip into this one. It's in the shade 757 Silver. Take a Smith 304 brush. This is actually a lip brush, but I'm gonna use it to pack this on. What I'm gonna do with this is create a thick wing. So first I'm making a line across, a really thick line, all the way across my eyelid space. Then I'm gonna take an angled brush, the same one I used to do my brows. I'm just cleaning it off on the back of my hand, cleaning it off. I'm gonna create a wing with this. See, I'm glad I waited to do my concealer because I'm having a little bit of fallout happening here. So this is gonna be a base. We're actually gonna put glitter on top of this. So if there's some spots that don't seem as opaque, it's fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. Be right back. Next, I'm picking up this Wet n Wild glitter. Apply it along the wing to make it more glittery. So this glitter is a little bit hard to work with, but once you get it, you can get like the little particles to stick. I'm just gonna keep building up the glitter on the wing. I'm taking a Neutrogena face wipe and I'm gonna clean up all this glitter that fell on my under eye, an eyeshadow fallout. I'm debating whether I want to put a thin black liner under this. So once I do the lower lash line and feel it out, I will see. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Master Conceal. This is in the shade medium. It's very, very full coverage. I got this Real Techniques setting brush. Should I use this for setting? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of this, stipple it on the under eyes. Hopefully it's not too thick. So I'm setting it here and then working my way up to the top so that I have the least amount of product under my eyes. Especially since this is a thicker concealer, you wanna keep the smallest amount towards your under eye. That was like a concealer to cover my under eye pigmentation. Now with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, I'm gonna use this to highlight my face. I love this. I've been using it for so many years now. It's one of my favorite drugstore products. This is a really glamorous look, so I'm going glamorous with the face makeup as well. Full coverage, full coverage. Taking the Real Techniques Beauty Blender, and blending that in. Oh, and this is in the shade Neutralizer. I found with this concealer that it sets really fast. Sometimes it's best to do one eye at a time because I can already tell this side set a little bit and it's harder to blend. To set my under eye, I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild powder that I used earlier, and I'm just gonna use the same Real Techniques brush. Because I used a matte foundation, I don't think I'm gonna set the rest of my face. I don't wanna look too dry or cakey. I just want you guys to know that I'm gonna go ahead and create a little mole right here over my pimple again. I love when I do this. Steven's always like, oh, you have a new beauty mark today. He already knows that this is why I'm doing it, because I'm trying to cover a pimple. I'm just gonna put a little powder over it to make it look like I put a little makeup over it. I have new moles every day. So now finishing off the lower lash line. So I'm gonna go ahead and smoke out my lower lash line a lot. And this is L'Oreal Paris Extra Intense Liquid Eyeliner Pencil. Extra black. I'm gonna do a super smoked out lower lash line. Applying it messy. And I'm gonna take this small detail brush and blend it out. Smudge it before it sets. Give it that nice sexy blend. I like to put a little bit more black after I buff it out just to get the waterline really dark. So I'm gonna go back into the taupe color from this palette that we used in the crease right here. I'm just gonna take that and blend out the black on the lower lash line with a fluffier brush. Very lightly. I think I'm gonna take a little bit more of this silver glitter, and I'm gonna go ahead and take this liner and also tightline my eyes with it. So I'm just kind of dragging this right along this outer part. So now I'm gonna add some mascara. This one is by Maybelline, and it's the Falsies Push-Up Drama. I didn't realize I grabbed so much Maybelline. So I'm just gonna apply a few coats of this. You guys know my eyelashes are teeny tiny, so I'm gonna coat as much of my lashes as I can as we're gonna apply falsies. Next, it's time for lashes, and these are a pair of Ardel lashes that I've worn before, and I just added a few of the Ardel individuals to the outer part of it to make it a little bit fuller. Always dip an individual lash in some glue and keep building on your lashes if you want more fullness. And then I'm gonna let these dry and apply a lot of mascara to make them pop even more. So after I applied a little bit of mascara onto the lashes, and I'm just gonna push them up with my fingers to just open up the eyes. So I like to use lashes like this just because you can see the liner through them. The liner is the star of the show. All right, let's finish off the face. I found True Match in C6. It looks a bit warm, but I figured it would kind of be like my MAC Give Me Sun bronzer. Hopefully it's not too warm. It's pretty warm. Oh, it looks good though, actually. Yeah, girl. If you're looking for a good face powder, honestly, these are so good. The blushes are really nice. I used to use this powder all the time. It glides on really nice, and it has a lot of pigmentation. Oh, shiznit. Ooh! Like I said, these powders are really pigmented. For blush, I'm gonna use the Revlon Naughty Nude. It's a very neutral color. I'm gonna do red lips with this look, so it's gonna be very, very intense. And you want your blush to be subtle when you're wearing so much intense makeup everywhere else. Just gonna be like a nice, subtle, neutral shade. Highlight, True Test. This is the Revlon Bronze Glow Eclat, some French word that I don't know how to say. Bronze. Looks like this. I'm gonna try to pick up these top shades here. It's pretty good. Okay. Oh, this is actually really nice. Now it's time for lips. I'm gonna go ahead and go really bold with this look. A red lip, just to keep it super festive. This is the Revlon ColorStay Lip Crayon in Red Rouge. So I'm first gonna apply this, and then I'm gonna go over top of that with L'Oreal Paris Red Infallable. I picked this because I felt like it was the closest thing to a liquid lipstick, and I love liquid lipsticks because they just stay on. Go over the entire lip with the lip liner. So now that I filled in my entire lip with the lip liner, I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Red Infallable. Okay, so there's something really interesting about this liquid lipstick. It's so sticky, like look. Is that normal? My lips are like sticky together. I think I have to let it like dry forever. I'm gonna try to set it with a little bit of this powder. Oh, it's better. Not my favorite. Sorry, L'Oreal. All right, guys, so this is the finished makeup look. What do you guys think? Out of all of these products, am really impressed. There's only a few that I wasn't a fan of, but a lot of them were really, really good, especially these L'Oreal Infallible. This is really nice. The texture, the pigmentation, A1. But I actually got a few other colors, the bronze, the black, Java, the gold, and the silver. Oh my God, I got a lot of them. These I highly recommend. This True Match powder is also amazing. If you guys need a setting powder, or even as a bronzer, I really, really liked this. This eyeliner, really, really good. So I really liked a lot of these products. There were only a few that I was like, maybe not. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of these products, if you have used them, or if there's any that I should use that you think are really good. Let me know of those too, because I'm gonna be, like I said, incorporating more drugstore makeup into my tutorials for you guys. Yeah, that's about everything. So don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye. For the L'Oreal. Alrighty then. A little party never killed nobody. Ooh, that wasn't supposed to happen. I thought it said silver sexy. I was like, okay. Like, but we'll see. Ah! Oh well. Oh god, I'm sorry, Jeff. I just want to know what the hell's going on here. Sometimes I want to ask Jeff what my lash line looks like. One time I was like, is my lash line okay? And he said, yeah. And I'm like, do you even know what a lash line is? And he said, no. I was like, awesome.